Life is filled with struggles, yet we often lack the tools to navigate them effectively. Psychological distress, emotional pain, and mental health challenges are universal, yet many people suffer in silence, unsure how to cope. Dr. Julie Smith, a clinical psychologist, brings together years of experience to provide accessible, practical guidance on managing thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. She emphasizes that mental health is not just about avoiding illness but actively working toward resilience, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. One of the core principles of emotional well-being is understanding that thoughts are not always facts. The mind generates an ongoing stream of narratives, interpretations, and judgments, many of which are automatic and deeply ingrained. Some thoughts reinforce negative self-beliefs, creating cycles of self-doubt, anxiety, and low motivation. The ability to recognize and challenge these thoughts is fundamental to improving mental health. By practicing cognitive restructuring, individuals can question the validity of their thoughts, identify distortions, and replace them with more balanced perspectives. Emotions play a crucial role in our daily lives, yet they are often misunderstood or suppressed. Many people grow up believing that certain emotions, such as sadness, anger, or fear, are weaknesses. This mindset leads to avoidance, repression, and unhealthy coping mechanisms. Dr. Smith highlights the importance of emotional validation, which involves acknowledging emotions without judgment. Every emotion has a function. Fear alerts us to danger, sadness signals loss, and anger arises in response to perceived injustice. Instead of resisting emotions, individuals should learn to process them constructively. One method to regulate emotions is through mindfulness, a practice rooted in present moment awareness. Mindfulness encourages individuals to observe their thoughts and feelings without immediate reaction. This creates a psychological space between emotion and action, reducing impulsive decisions driven by intense feelings. Simple mindfulness exercises, such as deep breathing, body scans, and grounding techniques, help cultivate emotional stability and resilience. Another essential aspect of mental well-being is self-compassion. Many people struggle with an internal critical voice that magnifies perceived failures and inadequacies. Self-compassion involves treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer a friend. It includes three key components: self-kindness, being gentle with oneself rather than self-critical; common humanity, recognizing that suffering is a shared human experience; and mindfulness, maintaining awareness of emotions without exaggeration or suppression. Building resilience requires understanding the link between thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Small, consistent changes in daily habits can have profound effects on mental health. Engaging in physical activity, maintaining social connections, practicing gratitude, and setting realistic goals all contribute to a healthier mindset. Dr. Smith emphasizes that progress is not linear. Setbacks are inevitable, but they do not define failure. Learning to view challenges as opportunities for growth fosters a resilient mindset. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise also play crucial roles in mental well-being. Poor sleep can exacerbate anxiety and depression, while a balanced diet and regular physical activity promote cognitive function and emotional stability. Understanding the biological and psychological aspects of mental health allows individuals to take proactive steps in improving their overall well-being. Developing emotional intelligence involves recognizing one's emotions and understanding their impact on thoughts and actions. Emotional intelligence enhances relationships, decision-making, and self-regulation. By improving self-awareness, individuals can navigate social interactions more effectively and manage stress with greater ease. The way individuals frame their experiences significantly influences their emotions and behaviors. A growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, leads to greater resilience and motivation. Conversely, a fixed mindset, believing that traits are static, often results in avoidance of challenges and fear of failure. Cultivating a growth mindset encourages persistence, adaptability, and a proactive approach to problem solving. Self-awareness is the foundation of psychological well-being. Taking time for self-reflection allows individuals to recognize patterns in their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Journaling, meditation, and therapy are valuable tools for gaining insight into one's inner world. By understanding oneself more deeply, individuals can make intentional choices that align with their values and goals. Mental health is not something that remains constant, it fluctuates based on life circumstances, stresses, and personal experiences. Understanding how to navigate these fluctuations is key to long-term well-being. Dr. Julie Smith emphasizes that developing mental resilience requires proactive effort, just as physical health does. People often assume that good mental health means never feeling negative emotions, but in reality, it means having the skills to manage them effectively. One of the most common mental struggles people face is anxiety. Anxiety is a natural response to uncertainty and perceived threats, but when left unchecked, it can become overwhelming. Dr. Smith explains that anxiety often stems from overestimating danger while underestimating one's ability to cope. To counter this, individuals can practice exposure therapy, gradually confronting their fears in a controlled manner to reduce avoidance behaviors. Avoidance may provide temporary relief, but it ultimately reinforces anxiety over time. Breathing techniques and relaxation exercises can also help regulate anxiety. Controlled breathing slows the heart rate and signals to the brain that there is no immediate threat. A simple exercise, such as inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, and exhaling for 6 seconds, can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress responses. Combining breathwork with mindfulness further enhances emotional control. Depression, another common mental health challenge, affects motivation, energy, and outlook on life. It is often accompanied by a sense of hopelessness and negative self-perception. Dr. Smith encourages breaking the cycle of depression by taking small, manageable actions. Even when motivation is low, engaging in routine activities, such as showering, eating, or going for a walk, can create a sense of accomplishment. Action often precedes motivation, meaning that taking small steps can gradually improve mood and energy levels. 1 Cognitive distortion linked to depression is all-or-nothing thinking, the tendency to view situations in extremes, such as success versus failure. This type of thinking fuels self-criticism and discouragement. Challenging these distortions involves recognizing the middle ground and acknowledging progress rather than focusing solely on perceived shortcomings. Keeping a journal to track thoughts and identify patterns can help shift perspectives over time. Resilience is also built through social support. Human beings are wired for connection, and isolation can exacerbate mental health struggles. Dr. Smith emphasizes the importance of nurturing relationships and seeking support when needed. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist can provide perspective and emotional relief. Even small social interactions, such as smiling at a stranger or engaging in casual conversations, can boost mood and reinforce a sense of belonging. Understanding the science of habits is crucial in developing positive mental health routines. The brain creates neural pathways based on repeated behaviors, making habits automatic over time. By consciously shaping daily habits, individuals can train their minds to work in their favor. For example, replacing self-critical thoughts with affirmations, practicing gratitude, and engaging in regular exercise all contribute to mental resilience. Self-worth is another critical factor in mental well-being. Many people tie their self-worth to external validation, achievements, appearance, or approval from others. However, true self-worth comes from within. Dr. Smith encourages shifting focus from external validation to self-acceptance. Recognizing personal strengths, celebrating small victories, and practicing self-kindness all contribute to a healthier self-image. Setting boundaries is an essential skill in maintaining mental health. Boundaries define how individuals allow others to treat them and help protect emotional energy. Learning to say no without guilt, recognizing when to step away from toxic situations, and prioritizing self-care are all aspects of healthy boundary setting. Many people fear setting boundaries because they worry about disappointing others, but respecting one's own needs is not selfish, it is necessary for overall well-being. Emotional regulation also involves understanding the impact of past experiences on current behaviors. Many unconscious patterns stem from childhood conditioning, past traumas, or learned coping mechanisms. Identifying these patterns allows individuals to make conscious choices rather than reacting automatically. Therapy, journaling, and deep self-reflection can help uncover these influences and create healthier ways of responding to challenges. One of the most powerful tools for mental well-being is the ability to shift perspective. Often, the way individuals interpret events determines their emotional response more than the events themselves. Dr. Julie Smith highlights that learning to reframe situations can reduce distress and improve resilience. For example, instead of seeing failure as a personal flaw, one can view it as a learning opportunity. This shift in thinking helps break cycles of self-criticism and builds a growth mindset. Emotional pain, like physical pain, serves a purpose. It signals that something needs attention, whether it's unresolved trauma, unmet needs, or unhealthy thought patterns. Many people try to suppress emotional pain, but avoidance only prolongs suffering. Instead, acknowledging and processing emotions leads to greater self-awareness and healing. Writing about emotions, talking to someone trustworthy, or engaging in creative outlets can facilitate this process. Another crucial aspect of mental health is managing expectations. People often feel distressed when reality does not align with their expectations, whether in relationships, careers, or personal growth. Learning to adjust expectations without lowering standards can reduce frustration and increase satisfaction. This involves recognizing what is within one's control and letting go of attachment to outcomes that cannot be controlled. Self-talk plays a significant role in mental well-being. Many individuals develop an inner critic that constantly points out flaws and failures. Dr. Smith emphasizes the importance of developing a supportive inner dialogue. Instead of berating oneself for mistakes, one can practice self-encouragement, just as a coach would motivate an athlete. This shift in self-talk builds confidence, reduces anxiety, and enhances resilience. Gratitude is another scientifically proven method to improve mental health. It shifts focus from what is lacking to what is already present. Simple practices, such as keeping a gratitude journal or expressing appreciation to others, can rewire the brain to notice positivity. Over time, this habit reduces stress and enhances overall well-being. One of the greatest sources of emotional distress comes from comparing oneself to others. Social media intensifies this issue by presenting curated highlights of other people's lives, leading to unrealistic expectations and self-doubt. Dr. Smith advises focusing on personal progress rather than external comparisons. Measuring growth based on one's own past achievements fosters motivation without the negative effects of social comparison. Developing mental resilience also involves accepting uncertainty. Many people struggle with anxiety because they seek absolute certainty in life, but uncertainty is an inevitable part of the human experience. Instead of fearing the unknown, individuals can build tolerance for uncertainty by focusing on present moment actions. Taking things one step at a time, rather than trying to predict the future, alleviates unnecessary stress. Decision-making is another area that significantly impacts mental health. Overthinking can lead to paralysis, making it difficult to move forward. Dr. Smith suggests setting a time limit for making decisions and trusting that no choice will be perfect. Instead of dwelling on what ifs, individuals can focus on learning from their decisions and adapting as needed. This reduces indecision-related anxiety and promotes confidence in one's ability to handle life's uncertainties. One of the most important yet often overlooked aspects of mental well-being is self-care. Many people view self-care as a luxury rather than a necessity. However, maintaining mental health requires intentional effort, just as physical health does. Engaging in activities that bring joy, relaxation, and fulfillment helps recharge emotional energy. Self-care is not selfish, it is essential for maintaining balance and preventing burnout. Finally, resilience is built through action. Reading about mental health strategies is valuable, but real change happens through practice. Small daily efforts, such as challenging negative thoughts, setting boundaries, and engaging in self-care, accumulate over time. Progress is not about perfection but about consistent improvement. By taking proactive steps toward mental well-being, individuals empower themselves to navigate life's challenges with greater confidence and clarity. Growth and resilience are not about avoiding pain but about learning how to navigate it. Life will always bring challenges, disappointments, and setbacks, but mental strength comes from developing the ability to respond in ways that promote healing and progress. Dr. Julie Smith emphasizes that emotions are not enemies, they are signals that offer valuable insights. Rather than suppressing or avoiding difficult emotions, embracing them with curiosity and self-compassion allows for deeper self-awareness and long-term emotional stability. One of the most significant barriers to personal growth is the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take risks or pursue their goals because they fear making mistakes. However, failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. Shifting one's perspective on failure reduces fear and increases resilience. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" one can ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" This mindset fosters adaptability and perseverance. The way individuals process stress also plays a crucial role in their overall well-being. Chronic stress can have serious effects on both mental and physical health, leading to exhaustion, irritability, and decreased motivation. Dr. Smith highlights that while stress itself is unavoidable, how individuals manage it determines its impact. Effective stress management techniques include deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, exercise, and structured problem solving. Rather than reacting impulsively to stresses, taking a step back to assess the situation with a clear mind leads to better outcomes. Another essential component of mental well-being is self-discipline. Many people struggle with motivation, often waiting until they feel like it to take action. However, motivation is unreliable. It fluctuates based on mood, circumstances, and energy levels. Self-discipline, on the other hand, allows individuals to take action regardless of how they feel in the moment. Small, consistent efforts create lasting habits. For example, if someone struggles with procrastination, setting a timer for just 5 minutes of focused work can help overcome inertia and build momentum. One of the most overlooked aspects of mental resilience is the ability to let go. Many individuals hold on to past hurts, regrets, or grudges, which only prolong suffering. Letting go does not mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior, it means releasing the emotional weight that keeps one stuck. Forgiveness, whether directed toward others or oneself, is an act of self-liberation. It allows individuals to move forward without being controlled by past experiences. Mindfulness continues to be a powerful tool for emotional regulation. Practicing present moment awareness reduces excessive worry about the future and rumination about the past. Simple mindfulness exercises, such as focusing on the breath, engaging in sensory experiences, or practicing gratitude, help anchor the mind in the present. Over time, these practices enhance emotional stability and reduce reactivity to stresses. Dr. Smith also emphasizes the importance of aligning actions with personal values. Many people experience dissatisfaction because they live according to external expectations rather than their true priorities. Identifying core values, such as family, creativity, health, or personal growth, provides a guiding framework for decision-making. When actions align with values, life feels more meaningful and fulfilling. Relationships are another fundamental aspect of mental health. The quality of relationships, rather than the quantity, determines their impact on well-being. Healthy relationships provide support, encouragement, and a sense of belonging, while toxic relationships drain energy and contribute to stress. Setting boundaries, communicating needs effectively, and surrounding oneself with positive influences all contribute to healthier relationships. Another key insight is that personal growth requires discomfort. Many people avoid difficult conversations, challenging experiences, or new opportunities because they fear discomfort. However, growth happens outside of the comfort zone. Facing challenges head-on, whether it's learning a new skill, speaking up in difficult situations, or stepping into unfamiliar environments, builds confidence and resilience. Every challenge overcome adds to one's mental strength. Ultimately, mental resilience is not about eliminating problems but about developing the skills to handle them effectively. Small, intentional actions, such as challenging negative thoughts, managing stress, practicing self-care, and building strong relationships, accumulate over time to create lasting change. The goal is not perfection but continuous improvement. By making mental health a daily priority, individuals empower themselves to live with greater clarity, confidence, and emotional stability. Sustaining mental well-being requires ongoing effort, just as physical health does. There is no final destination where struggles completely disappear, but there are tools and habits that make navigating life's challenges easier. Dr. Julie Smith reinforces that emotional strength is built through consistent practice, small daily actions that add up over time. The key is to develop a mental toolkit that can be used in different situations, allowing individuals to respond to difficulties with clarity and resilience rather than being overwhelmed by emotions. One of the most important aspects of mental resilience is self-awareness. Many people operate on autopilot, reacting to situations based on deeply ingrained habits rather than conscious choices. Developing self-awareness means taking the time to reflect on thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This can be done through journaling, meditation, or simply pausing before reacting in stressful situations. The more aware individuals become of their emotional triggers and thought patterns, the more control they have over their responses. Emotions, both positive and negative, are temporary. When experiencing intense emotions, whether anger, sadness, anxiety, or frustration, it is important to remember that they will pass. Dr. Smith introduces the concept of riding the wave of emotions rather than being consumed by them. Instead of resisting or suppressing feelings, acknowledging them without judgment allows them to naturally rise and fall. This approach prevents emotions from controlling actions and fosters greater emotional balance. Another key insight is the power of reframing thoughts. The mind constantly interprets experiences, and these interpretations influence emotional responses. Two people can experience the same event but perceive it in completely different ways based on their internal narratives. Learning to challenge and reframe negative thoughts can significantly impact mental health. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this," one can reframe it as, "I'm still learning and improving." Small shifts in language can reshape self-perception and build confidence. Building resilience also involves practicing self-compassion. Many individuals treat themselves with harsh criticism, holding themselves to impossible standards. However, research shows that self-compassion is more effective for motivation and personal growth than self-criticism. Speaking to oneself with kindness, acknowledging struggles without judgment, and treating setbacks as learning experiences create a healthier relationship with oneself. Self-compassion is not about making excuses, it is about recognizing that everyone has challenges and that mistakes do not define worth. Dr. Smith also emphasizes the importance of creating an environment that supports mental well-being. This includes surrounding oneself with positive influences, setting boundaries with toxic individuals, and minimizing exposure to negativity, such as excessive news consumption or harmful social media content. Just as a healthy diet nourishes the body, a healthy mental environment nourishes the mind. Choosing what to engage with and who to spend time with directly impacts emotional resilience. Another important aspect of mental health is finding purpose and meaning. Many people struggle with feelings of emptiness or dissatisfaction because they lack a sense of direction. Engaging in activities that align with personal values, whether it's helping others, pursuing creative interests, or developing skills, creates a sense of fulfillment. Purpose does not have to be grand. Even small daily actions that contribute to personal growth or community well-being can provide meaning. One of the final lessons in mental resilience is understanding that happiness is not a constant state. Many people chase happiness as if it is a goal to be reached, but in reality, it is a byproduct of living in alignment with one's values, forming meaningful connections, and engaging in fulfilling activities. Rather than expecting life to always feel good, learning to appreciate small moments of joy, connection, and progress leads to greater overall satisfaction. Life will always bring ups and downs, but mental resilience allows individuals to navigate these fluctuations with greater ease. Every challenge faced and overcome strengthens emotional endurance. By continuously applying the strategies of self-awareness, emotional regulation, self-compassion, and positive habit formation, individuals can create a foundation for long-term mental well-being. The key takeaway from Dr. Julie Smith's insights is that mental health is not about eliminating struggle but about developing the skills to handle it effectively. The more tools individuals have in their mental health toolkit, the better they can manage stress, process emotions, and maintain a balanced and fulfilling life. With consistent effort, anyone can build the resilience needed to thrive, no matter what challenges come their way.